Hello folks, well, this is another video from Embargo Man, Miguel. Okay, look, this is a mess, so the title of the video seems like it is odd for something. Look, don't take me serious, alright? But please don't just judge me for what I'm gonna say, alright? Look, there is one thing that I think about police brutality or crooked cops. Look, if I tell you that crooked cops are a joke because the following things is where it's time to give, alright? So I mean there is one thing is there's something that you might say this. Okay, when Justin Diamond got killed by a police officer, you didn't give a shit, right? You did not give a shit. Okay, when the delivery man was shot up by a police officer, you did not give a shit. All right, you did not give a shit. You did not give a shit because of whatever it is. Oh look, when do you give a shit? All right, when you give a shit when this is crooked cops. Have you seen about nuclear weapons on my following video? Right, that is something. And this is talking to everybody in the audience. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Japanese, Chinese, whatever. Okay. So that is to black folks. You did not give a shit about Justine. Justine Diamond. You did not give a shit about Justine Diamond. You did not give a shit about the delivery man. All right. It's just if Justine Diamond was black, then that's where you begin to give a shit, right? Okay, if the delivery man who got killed by the police officer here in Miami, here in Florida, was black, then you begin to give a shit, right? That's where this is where he goes. Every time a police officer kill a person who is not black, then you did not give a shit. You did not give a shit. All right, and then you come up with these, and even though, and now talking about, and then you go and then you come and give a shit about, oh, you holding these signs that says BLM or Black Lives Matter. All right, so what happened with everybody else? What happened if it's not? Look, the cop who killed that woman was black, right? But that doesn't mean it is. Look, what we need is to fix the system of every police department. The crooked police officers, they don't care about white. They don't care about black. They don't care about if you're Japanese, Chinese. They don't care about yellow. They don't care about brown. You know what the hell they care? They care about green. That's what they care. They care about the color green, as in money. Yes, money. So that's what happened with the system of, corruption within the police departments, right? And then you come in this about race baiting, about, yeah, if it's a black person who got killed by a cop, go ahead and you go all these. Okay, so you don't care about if they're killing your own. Where is these people of Black Lives Matter if they did not kill your own? Listen to it, alright? Now for white people and the rest, alright? You want to just isolate yourself, all lives matter thing, and this is going to a political. going to political correctness. This political correctness, sometimes being political correct is wrong. Sometimes the politically incorrect are right. Most likely, politically incorrect people are right. So, like, I'm proud to be politically incorrect in one way or the other, but hey, but being political correct sometimes is wrong. Why don't you join us to isolate yourselves, right? So, you want to isolate yourselves, only care about one certain group of people? Okay, so even for folks in Japan, this thing is global. What's going on? August, there's a day called Victory, VJ Day, Victory over Japan. In the United States, it's going to move to August 6th. It's going to be the day that that America drops the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, and it's going to be called Victory over Japan Day on August 4th. It's going to be August 4th because of the Black Lives Matter movement in Japan. Even if it's people in Hiroshima, try that, and then right here in the United States of America, when it becomes August 6th, and it says, "Dude, where's my mail?" That's what happened here in America, here in the United States. "Dude, where's my mail?" Oh, because of the Black Lives Matter movement in Japan. Hiroshima doing Black Lives Matter. And here in America, in August 6th, "Dude, where's my mail?" Yeah. No bank, no school, no banks, no mail. What you're celebrating? The day that the United States of America dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. It's like saying like it's a victory. Instead of like victory over Japan, like this victory. Yes, victory. We victored. We dropped the atomic bomb. They deserve it because of BLM. They deserve to be celebrated the day that America dropped the atomic bomb on Japan because they participated on BLM. They deserve it. Okay, well, that's where it goes. Even corporations, even Japanese corporations, look at Sony. I know that it is okay. It is what it is. We're not focusing because just because one man, that's logical to celebrate victory over Japan on August 4th, on August 6th, because that is the day that the US dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. Well, look for it. You look in the day that America dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan, could transform into a federal holiday. Let's say victory over Japan is going to be a federal holiday, and boom, 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 that's it. Let's celebrate that. The day that we drop the atomic bomb will be celebrated like it's a party. Yeah, that's what happened. All right. So even though corporations need to find out, don't dig money in there. All the products, whatever it is, I don't care if it's about TVs, about a phone or whatever, or a radio. I would say I'll go comment or a freaking movie. I don't know. I go comment and whatever it is, boom. Go, hey, dollar con. Unblock me in there because I'm not gonna take it. Even though I don't support whatever it is. I know what the costs mean. It is for black justice, not black lives. It's black justice. Black people has no justice here in the United States. So where it's going. So, boom. Tell me about the problem. If it's somebody else get killed by a crooked cop, okay, the news make it big. There was a white guy in Buffalo, New York, get killed by, or a victim of police brutality. All right, so the guy is just walking by, checking things, what happened, and with these damn protests, and the guy was white. Sure. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Where this goes, favoring of, this is with nuclear weapons, favoring that the United States go to war, get involved with nuclear warfare involving countries where the population are black, and then they're gonna use nuclear weapons. That's what's going to get involved, nuclear weapons. All right, so The thing is that we did not, face ISIS. Or what other thing? Oh, there's one thing. One thing. Black people getting rejected from COVID-19 medication. How is that coming by, huh? So, black people getting rejected from COVID-19 medication, that is really a 100% possibility that in the United States, that the only people who are going to die from COVID-19 will be black people. Right here in the United States because of this mess. So, I mean, that's going to be how the system might work long if there's somebody, okay, let's see, let's see, let's see the guy who's get some COVID-19 medication. So it is what it is with this mess. You get along with this BLM mess, and then somebody says, "Oh, you said you got COVID-19." I said, "Okay, you're black." Then you on a protest with these things, and they give you this, a finger, all right? They give you this if you're black for COVID-19 medication. They say, "Fuck you," all right? This is with the mess. Okay, that's just a tip of the iceberg. What happened? That black people are gonna get rejected from the COVID-19 medication. That's just another problem with this mess, all right? Look at the broader picture. Crooked police officers only care about the money. They only care about the color green, right? They only care about the color green. So what else do they need? One thing I am sure above all these things is that about this about the delivery man and the yoga teacher I forget his name, Justin Damond. Justin Damond and what happened is they get killed by cops. You have even gave a shit about Trayvon Martin, right? I know the incident. This Zimmerman is kind of like I don't know. They seem to be a racist prick, right? He is a racist prick. So the thing is with Zimmerman and the Skittles and all this shit, happened here in Florida. The delivery man turned out to be a Latino who got killed by a cop. So what else are you doing, people, for the non-blacks, like white and others, and then even Asians and people in Japan waiting for the day that us here in America, we're not going to receive mail on August 6th, or there's not going to be no school and no banks on August 6th. Banks are closed on August 6th. That's happening. It's happening for us. It's happening us here in America. Well, just celebrating the day that we drop an atomic bomb on you guys, like a holiday, like it was like a victory, like victory over Japan moved on August 6th. That's what happened. So that's what it is. You making things like all the way to like the only thing we need to stop is against police brutality, against crooked police departments fixing the things regardless of race, even if they're acts of discrimination. And so if there are like these it's not we gonna go besides beyond the anti-black society. We going to go in general of all sides, everything it is. That's just a small problem. Crooked cops is a small problem compared to the other thing that we're gonna go leading to nuclear warfare, right? People over there in that the history over there about the Hiroshima, Japan, and Nagasaki, Well, that's just a long story short. Next thing is I heard of something about the Islamic State is turning. Well, thanks to you guys, some of you, people who are part of this BLM group, ISIS has found the new Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yes, the new Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So what would be if we fight ISIS? Is the United States fight ISIS? At this time, this protest and manifestation and all that stuff, the decision made would be to nuke ISIS. To nuke ISIS is to nuke at a place in Africa where the population are black. That's what happened, right? And then this is where to give a shit. Nuclear weapons compared to crooked cops are a joke. Alright? This is where you give a shit, okay? Okay, as long as you have given a shit about Trayvon Martin getting killed, as long as you have given a shit about George Floyd getting killed, as long as you have given a shit about every black person getting killed by a police officer, is this only to black folks now? Now, black folks, as long as you give a shit about Trayvon Martin, about George Floyd, about each black person getting killed by a cop, then why you don't give a shit about something serious, about the hidden truths, or what is classified in Nevada, nuclear weapons testing facility. That nuclear weapon testing facility, they didn't use dummies. That's just made in the studio. They used black people, and they have it classified. The black people are the lab rats of the Nevada nuclear weapons test site, right over there. Yes, they did use black people, but it's all classified. You know what? This is all classified. It is all classified because you did not notice or you did not give a shit about this, right? So it is what it is. My phone, I paused it in a bit, but this is where you have to give a shit, all right? So you didn't give a shit about the yoga teacher who got killed by a Minnesota cop. The yoga teacher, Justine. Looking at my tablet, Justine. All right. Justine Damon. You didn't give a shit about Justine Damon. If Justine Damon was a black woman, that's where you give a shit. But the victim was white, the cop was black. Then what if the cop was white and Justine Damon was black? Then that's where you begin to give a shit, right? All right, and then yeah. Okay, this is just a tip of the iceberg. We it's just given all these crooked cops cares about the color green. They don't care about black. They don't care about white. They don't care any other color but the color green. Green as in money, right? Yeah, there are cops that are really discriminatory. They're prejudiced towards Asians. They're prejudiced towards Hispanics. They're prejudiced towards whatever, in even black, right? There's also prejudice cops or like anti-black, anti-whatever. Okay? So there's even cops that only care about the money. And you just labeled some of these cops as they're there are anti-black people. They are anti-black because they did that shit. right? So enough with this bullshit. You make up some bullshit. You're feeding the anti-black society. Whoever is running for president, let's see, not too aware. Look, there's one thing it is, black folks. This is where you give a shit about Trayvon Martin. You give a shit about Floyd. You give a shit if any black person getting killed by a cop, but you did not give a shit about the classified black lab rats in Nevada from the 50s and 60s. That's where you have to give a shit, and then okay, you have a possibility that they're gonna open up that nuclear weapon site. They're gonna call you and they move you. They tell to go move you and your assets, like let's say BLM City or something like that, or whatever it is. What is this? It's a nuclear weapon site in Nevada. It's a nuclear weapon site, right? So they move in and then you'll be a lab rat, right? So what else? What else are we going to war against ISIS? Or we going in? All right, we're going to war against ISIS, right? So just imagine that. That would be is that that's could include everybody, even white people who gets along with everybody, or anybody who gets along with everybody, and that even is to help up your black friends, is to support ICAN. ICAN, it means International Coalition Against Nuclear Weapons, right? It is an organization that is against nuclear weapons. Probably if you try to give a shit, then Samuel L. Jackson should be the perfect spokesperson, right? Perfect spokesperson. So what would happen if you see black people getting killed by an atomic bomb? That's where you give a shit, right? That's where you give a shit, because seeing black people getting killed by nuclear weapons means it is time to stand up, and that's where it is. I heard the thing about all lives matter when black lives matter. When black lives matter is when you see black people getting killed by nuclear weapons. And then you go and then support ICAN. And just saying for black people, I would say this. Like, you didn't give a shit about the Justine Dunbar, yeah, right? Or I forgot her name, Justine, well, because I remember, um, Damon. You didn't give a shit about Justine Damon. Then if she was black, then when you can give a shit. You didn't give a shit about the delivery man. The delivery man. Yeah, and then it is not that. Anybody could do a crime, doesn't matter what. So, and you still believe that O.J. Simpson didn't hurt a fly. He's guilty. He's guilty. He didn't hurt a fly. He's guilty. He killed his ex-wife. You didn't, and then that's like everything that you say about caring. Okay, this is a matter what it is, black people. You're killing your own folks, and then you don't go and you don't give a shit about your own folks killing your own folks. You give a shit with somebody else who is not black is killing your own folks. Especially a police officer, and even a white police officer, or whatever it is. That's where you give a shit. It is what it is. It's kind of ironically what we living in this world and these days that is coming up. Thanks to you, to the BLM people, you want to create nuclear warfare, and you want to see black people dying from nuclear weapons, right? The day will come because of that. The day, if let's say, okay, we're fighting ISIS. Okay, we're fighting ISIS. Where's ISIS? Somewhere in Africa. Their headquarters in Africa. What's gonna happen? Okay, let's nuke ISIS. Like, yeah, let's nuke ISIS. Let's nuke ISIS. I don't know about the president's voice, but yeah, he will say that like let's nuke ISIS, and then it is what it is. Press a button and boom, atomic bomb, boom, everybody's dead. ISIS got nuked, but yeah, but yes, ISIS got nuked, adding but a bunch of black people dying from nuclear weapons, and then this is where you could come and give a shit. All right, look, the smallest thing. This is just little. This is a joke compared to this. Okay, what is a joke is crooked cops who could kill anybody. Who is that you gotta fix the system of the police department, and then you have somebody set for the job, make it tougher to be a police officer, right? Here in the United States and other countries is a challenge. There's less deaths in other countries from crooked cops than compared to the United States. It ain't that simple that this is the only developed country where anybody, even black people, could get killed by a crooked cop. It's ridiculous. It's very ridiculous, all right? So what you need to do is get your ass up. Folks, anybody, that means all black, white, yellow, brown, whatever, can get together as a community and fix the system of the crooked police departments and all it is because you fed up with this with all this shit. That's just a small part. That is a joke compared to the next thing. Okay? Like if even black people take the stand and don't just care only about your own people, is everybody else's problem with crooked cops, you know, then now the one thing you could care about black people is when you see black folks or black people dying from nuclear weapons when we go to war against any terrorist group over there or whatever it is. And then they decided to let's go drop an atomic bomb in there. Let's destroy this terrorist group in Africa. Let's drop an atomic bomb. Let's launch an atomic bomb and boom, get it over with, right? That's where you could give a shit, and that when that day happens, some of you black folks are gonna stand up and maybe becoming the president of the United States, for crying out loud. Gonna support with the UN and this and that and whatever. You might just save the world from the danger of nuclear weapons. That means you see somebody, a black man, signing a nuclear weapons ban treaty that you could ban nuclear weapons around the world and this and that, and then that day would come when we see black people dying from nuclear weapons. Black people are going to be the ones going to ban nuclear weapons. That day would come pretty soon because thanks to you guys, trying to just yelling out this BLM movement or the Black Lives Matter movement could create a way to come up and banning nuclear weapons. You go and support ICANN. You support ICANN, then keep doing what you're doing, but then at the end you're gonna support ICANN after the following wars regarding with nuclear weapons. You're gonna support ICANN ICANN is, and International Coalition Against Nuclear Weapons. You write, some of you might write a nuclear weapons ban treaty, take it to the UN, and then you see a black guy um, winning a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping nuclear weapons and signing a treaty to ban nuclear weapons. That's the thing that you are going to do. Some of you guys are going to do something great. You're going to do something great because of that. Because let me tell you what it is. Crooked cops are a joke compared to nuclear weapons. Why? Because, how many times you find out a crooked cop killing a black guy? Or a black woman, or a black person, put it that way, a black person. About like once in a blue moon, and then you go and protest? Then how many black people are gonna get killed by nuclear weapons when that time comes, doing what you're doing with this BLM movements around the world, ending up with having no school on August 6th is the day to celebrate the day that America drops an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, and this and that, When is it? How many black people are gonna die from nuclear weapons if that happens? Just make that comparison. That means you could stand up, you could go, and probably you might just even do that sooner than later. You do that sooner than later, then accomplishment. Yeah, a great accomplishment that you're going to save the world, right? So you are going to save the world, and people, besides that, the rest of us, you're going to see black people saving the world from the dangers of nuclear weapons, even though you're supporting the Black Lives Matter movement on those is getting through the way of stopping nuclear weapons one day, because, hey, they're going to see their own kind dying from nuclear weapons. So that's just take nuclear weapons seriously, and take the crooked cops thing as a joke. That's it. It's time to give a shit. It's time to give a shit about the dangers of nuclear weapons. Please subscribe to the Embargo Man channel. And don't forget to hit the bell button. See you soon on my next video. Goodbye, folks.